the flywheel effect that we're looking for is going to give clients and prospective buyers an opportunity to allow us, the entrepreneur, to build up new social proof, additional marketing material, new goodwill and trust and authority, but also current clients or existing clients, help them feel reinvested, reactivated, even further energized based on whatever it is that's going on for them, their current goals, and as they grow as an entrepreneur, you helping them along the way, right? Now, as I get into this and I give you some examples of what some quick wins are, in fact, examples, and how to come up with your own, one thing I want to mention or give as a disclaimer is that not all quick wins or an ROI are going to be financial. That's the reality. Not all of them will be. Some people watching this video right now are going to have a health-driven offer, and maybe you don't track or count macros, or you don't track weight loss or pant sizes or something like that. Or maybe you have a relationship-driven offer, and so things can feel very black and white, like I am either partnered or I'm not, right? Where are the wins in between? Not everything regarding like a make money offer, for example, not everything has to be focused on the financial or the quantifiable. So what we're looking for, just wanted to make sure, don't forget to put that in there. What we're looking for regarding some examples of some quick wins, they can be emotional wins. So maybe you are, let's say, a business coach or somebody who is doing something tactical or strategic. It could be as simple as having a one-on-one call with your client regarding their offer, regarding their mindset, regarding what's going on with them at this exact moment, and they have actionable steps and some clarity by the end of that call. And they are paraphrasing back to you what they're going to do. What we're looking for are simple and fast solutions. So a few examples of this, because I do business coaching, would be if somebody tells me, hey, I'm not able to send friend requests anymore. Do you know what might be the problem? I can troubleshoot and ask them some questions. A clear example of this would be oftentimes, so this is helpful to you if you've ever experienced this and you're watching it right now, where potentially you're stuck, not able to send any additional friend requests. You go check on Facebook your sent friend requests, and if this number is above about 100, 200 sent friend requests, and Facebook caps that limit at about 1,000, usually anything above 100 to 200 or so, you'll start to notice that reach and your ability to have an audience that is looking at your content, it starts to get reduced or squashed. And I mean, I don't work at Facebook, but I have a perception. If I had to use my educated, or context clues or educated guess, I would simply say my assessment is that it's because Facebook is a social media platform. It is not designed for lead generation first. And so it's not normal, according to the algorithm, to see 800 to 1,000 pending friend requests, because the average person probably doesn't have that many social connections, right? So anyway, if I were to tell somebody this information and I walk them through in 30 seconds, here's how you go check your sent friend requests, they go look, and then they tell me, which is something that happened to me today with a client, they confirmed, you're right, I have over 300 people in there. Now they know, simple solution, go clear it out, wait 24 hours, and then go back business as usual. Alternatively, let's say that maybe you're a relationship coach, okay? So a simple and fast solution might be practicing how to smile, or it could be something as simple as picking out an outfit that is going to help your client feel confident when they go on their first date or they go approach someone, right? Let's say you're a health or a holistic coach, right, of some kind. So for you, maybe a simple and a fast solution might be something like getting your client to have clarity on what it is that they want out of their life and the reason why that's important to them. So having some version of a why, or it might be the eulogy exercise, where it's like you as a person or an individual, if you feel unfulfilled, need to write your own eulogy, and obviously you have plenty of time to change it. So what was your aha or your takeaway from that, right? So again, very simple and fast solutions are what you're looking for as some examples of quick wins. Also, Some other examples that are considered not quantifiable or intangible could be when you help your client recognize their boundaries and they identify further who is my ideal client, or who is it really that I do want to work with, or how do I want to help my clients, or I did this thing in the past and I just want to make sure that I don't do that again, or something along those lines, right? It's important to have an anti-goals list just as much as it is important to be clear on what it is that we're aiming for. Now, furthermore, when a client becomes crystal clear on their content strategy, or crystal clear on the reason why they're doing whatever it is that you're telling them that's part of your process, and they are bought in, they agree, or they're supportive, or they adhere to the strategy, that would also be another example. I've had several clients tell me who have never sold high ticket anything before. Like one time, in the past, I worked with a drummer coach. Also, in the past, I worked with a chess coach. Both of them had a small audience, and they had sold courses before for definitely way less than $1,000. And by supporting these individuals to shift their mindset, their beliefs around what they can in fact sell and how they can in fact help clients, they adhered to the strategy, they trusted the process, they trusted me even though they were uncertain, and they got results, they got clients. And both of these individuals were able to generate well over 10K to 20K. So it is possible, just kind of depends on whatever it is that you're doing and how you're helping your clients. But it doesn't have to be about content. It can just be regarding their strategy and having clarity and trusting the process. Also, furthermore, what really works that I have found is where if you're specifically, let's say you're working with a client who is just kind of getting in their own way, they get in their own head, they question or doubt things or themselves quite a bit, then you can be with them, be in their back pocket or handhold them, however you want to frame that. I like to call it taking action with you, right? I'm with you, I'm in your corner. And so an example of this, I've done this several times with clients, both beginners or people who are starters or people who are a bit further along and they just have some version of kind of like writer's block, where I support them to write or rewrite a piece of content or a hook idea, or I create hook ideas with them and I explain the thinking or the logic behind it, or how I would reframe hooks regarding their current content. So for you, if let's say you're a relationship coach or a health coach or something like that, you just want to think about what is one thing I can handhold or support my client to do, whether that's we're going to get on a scale, or we're not going to get on a scale. We're going to pick out some things together that you can eat on cheat day, or it's going to be like, I'm going to respond or follow up before the third day, after a date has already happened, or after somebody gave me their number. Like, the possibilities are endless here, but you can be in this person's ear, in their corner, to support them to complete the task, right? So that we can ensure nobody ends up self-sabotaging. Now, furthermore, other examples of wins could be potentially helping your client to post or share a milestone post, right? So if it's not a milestone post, like, help me celebrate this wonderful thing that happened, and then they post about something in their life, no problem. They might end up receiving engagement on it, awesome, but it might be something other than a milestone post, right? So the idea is, again, you're supporting your client to just pull the trigger, take action on this one thing, and they recognize this state, their elated state, this excitement, and the client will associate that experience with you specifically because you helped them with that, right? Because people remember how you make them feel, not always what you say or what you do, but they remember how you make them feel. Okay, so let's talk about a couple other examples here. Now, you could also support your client to send an email blast with, let's say, a power offer or the mission statement or a version of a mission post with clarity leading to a booked call or getting replies, especially if, let's say, they have an email list, even if the audience is small, like under 100 people, okay? Now, last two. And again, possibilities are endless. These are just examples of things I've done with clients or things that might incentivize you because they are things that I have used for myself, okay? Now, if you have existing clients, I want to encourage also that you would potentially hop on Zoom together, right? You're just like, hey, Naeem, you got 10 minutes right now. Let's hop on Zoom. Let's go ahead and take care of this. You can send DMs with them, or you can give them the script or tell them what to say. And in fact, have them isolate or pinpoint their previous or their current clients, and feed them the lines, especially if, like, let's say, extending the lifetime value of that client who's about to come to the end of their trajectory or the end of their coaching container, or it's a previous client who, it's been a while and they haven't really heard from them, but they were a person who paid really well and they loved working with that person. You just want to get on Zoom with your client, whoever that is, and go ahead and feed them the lines of what to say, right? To reactivate their previous clients or to reactivate an opportunity if one exists. So an example of what to say would be some version of, hey, Name, loved working with you. What's coming up next? Or a variation of, hey, Name, haven't heard from you in a while. Was just thinking about you. How's it going? Right? And obviously there's a rapport and relationship that exists with this individual. And if it makes sense based on whatever is going on currently, existing gap, existing pain points, the need to bridge the gap with a new solution or whatever your client or that person that you're helping does in fact do or need help with, great. Then they can make a proposal of some kind, whether it's a custom one-on-one offer, or they can ask for another date, or they can do something different based on whatever is coming up for the person they're reactivating or talking to right now in this moment, right? And then regarding the emotional state, before moving on to help you come up with some ideas, I want to advocate also that, kind of like what I shared a little bit ago, that not all wins are going to be tangible, right? Not everything is something you can track. Some things are things we feel. And so if you can help your client to gain a sense of calm, a sense of confidence, a sense of connection with their community, your community, you, that also becomes a win, right? Because at the end of the day, if anybody says they're selling coaching, they're selling consulting, the reality is, sure, on the front end you are, but on the back end, meaning what's behind that, the thing you are helping your clients achieve, right? Transformation, result, etc. The thing they desire. People, we all have the same physiological and sociological needs. We all have the desire, because we're all, subject to the human condition. We all want to feel like we belong. We all want that sense of connection, and we all want that sense of, most of us, basically most of us, a sense of approval and acceptance and confidence, right? So in reality, these are in fact the intangible pieces, the glue, if you will, that hold everything together. And so if possible, when possible, you can create both tangible and intangible, or the tactical ROI focused type of wins, and then these that are intangible or not quantifiable. The better off or more well-rounded your program will in fact be, simply because of the types of results that you're able to get your clients and the social proof that becomes, that it turns into. Now, let's talk about how to come up with some ideas here. So number one, you can absolutely consider the current problems that exist for your ideal client, right? Current problems that they are facing before they ever work with you. So just make a list real quick of what are 1 to 3 main issues that exist that they need solved. And then from there, we can pinpoint, are there solutions that are simple and quick, based on some of the ideas that I've modeled for you a little bit earlier, and I've kind of exampled from my own experiences, that come up for you that can be turned into a training or a lead magnet. And what this does is it helps reinforce for prospective buyers and leads to recognize that you do have the answer. You are the authority for their current state, right? The pre-problem is another way to kind of frame that. Okay. So secondly, let's go ahead and do this. You want to think about your current client's existing situation. So people who you've worked with, whether they pay you, if it's $50, $100, or they don't pay you anything, it's just in exchange for a testimonial. Think about those current individuals' existing situation. Now, furthermore, what existing issues are still bothering them, that are still something that needs to get solved, but unfortunately it leaves that person in a state of overwhelm or feeling insecure or feeling anxious. Think about whatever that is, jot it down. Do you have excuse me, do you have a solution for those things? And if you do, even if it's just one or two minor steps that help somebody feel less overwhelmed, less bombarded, excuse me, have additional clarity, then that counts. That counts as space to derive or build a new win. All right. And then we want to think about your own journey, things that you've gone through that maybe your clients haven't faced yet or they've already solved, right? And these things also, as tasks or actions and solutions, can, in addition, become part of your lead magnet list, okay? Things that when you had this moment of clarity or a conclusion of, oh, that is actually what solved the problem for me, that can become a training or a resource. And it can complement whatever's going on for current clients and also prospective buyers. Now, lastly, but very, very important, for any people who do give you social proof, testimonial, they give you feedback of any kind, whether it's on Zoom or by text or however, you want to take and track that feedback and turn it into something actionable, right? Turn that into something usable for current and previous clients. Why? Because it's going to help you create new angles and opportunities for additional social proof, lead magnets, things you can continue to expand on in your existing coaching or consulting or one-on-one program or your mastermind or your course or whatever else it